Every single one of you that is watching this video has done something embarrassing in your life, and you probably remember it. It could have been falling down the stairs, running into a wall, or who knows what. But even in NASCAR, professional athletes, professional stock car racing drivers have embarrassing moments on the racetrack that is sometimes hard to live down. And this is what we're going to go over in this video. Just like Jesse Iwuji crashing by himself with the restrictor plate on his race car at Atlanta, a brand new racetrack. Just watch this.
Well, that's...
And the cautions come out as we see the 34 spinning. That's right. Jesse Iwuji is around.
Jesse just way up the racetrack, gets away from him. Spins out and probably blows that left rear tire. A little bit of damage that left rear quarter panel.
Spinning out and wrecking from the lead is already embarrassing, but when you do it without any contact, I would assume that's probably one of the most embarrassing things a race car driver could ever do. Just like when Kyle Busch did it in the Watkins Glen race in 2017. The Chicago Street Course was an interesting race to say the least in 2023, but what made it so spectacular was the crashes, and especially the Noah Gragson crashes. Noah Gragson crashed into the same tire barrier multiple times, and it was even so funny. Marty Snyder was even doing an interview when it happened, and he just looked disappointed to see that Noah Gragson had hit the wall again.
Turn 6, Noah Gragson is in the tire barrier. He's nailed it, and he's doing a burnout, trying to get out of it, and he can't. He is stuck, leaving turn number 6. And he's creating quite a smoke show at the same time. He just killed the engine. He's going to need help to get out of this tire pack.
He's another one that probably will want to continue. Basically clear the hook. They're going to pull him out. Let's take a look exactly what happened. Really much like Kyle Busch. He got a little bit further around the corner and going a little bit slower pace, but got wedged up underneath the tire barrier.
Turn 6, Noah Gragson's into the tire barrier again, and he's stuck again. He's trying to back it up. He can't do it. He's wedged into the tire pack in turn number 6, as everybody will race by to his inside.
An easy pass. Byron in the wall. Byron missed the corner. Harvick around. They're going to stack up. It's too narrow. There's nowhere for everybody to go. You got to go right. They are all but stopped. There are 7 cars sitting here with nowhere to go. They're trying to back up. It is a road jam.
It's a traffic jam.
There's nowhere to go right here.
Traffic jam on Jackson Street, or Jackson Drive. And so they knew this was going to happen. You hear the fans yelling, but that was just a situation where one car got sideways and then another one was so close.
When trying to fight for another championship, Jimmie Johnson was in a points battle to make the playoffs, and it all was coming down to Indianapolis, where he ended up wrecking himself while driving too low on the racetrack. This would ultimately hurt Jimmie Johnson's chances at ever winning another title.
Just doesn't think he had enough room down here. His teammate very tight on his door. That was the Byron car, but I don't know if Jimmy knew they were 3 wide. We've seen it already at one time over there today with Eric Jones. The car's losing a ton of side force. And they get really close together in turn 2. Just sucked the 48 car right around.
Yeah, the one car, Kurt Busch, he just had some issues and just got up the racetrack, and that allowed both of these guys to get underneath them. And you said it. I mean, when you get underneath somebody like that, it's easy to get the air taken off of your spoiler, and just around they went, 3 wide. Just normally doesn't work very well at Indy. It's just not a wide racetrack, enough groove.
Speaking of winning titles, Dale Earnhardt Jr. blew his one and only chance at winning a championship during the 2004 Atlanta race. Jr. ultimately would have been one of the championship contenders with a legitimate shot if this did not happen. With only a handful of laps to go, Jr. cleared himself down the backstretch off of Carl Edwards' nose and ended up crashing hard into the inside wall, ruining his shot at a title.
He's trying to drive the car right now faster and harder than the tires will allow him to.
No trouble. Championship contender in trouble. Crashing on the back straightaway.
No.
Believe this.
Is that contact with Edwards?
Contact with Carl Edwards, yeah.
Oh, man.
Watch the 99 car of Carl Edwards as Earnhardt Jr. moves up the racetrack. They just make a little bit of contact, at 190 miles per hour. That's the result.
Didn't Junior do something like that?
Here.
Wasn't it? Was Ryan Newman?
Was it Ryan Newman?
Yeah.
And crashed exactly the same way a couple of years ago?
He thought he was clear, but he just hooked the bumper.
When trying to clinch his championship at Memphis in 2007, Carl Edwards ended up wrecked. But the funniest part, and by far the most embarrassing part of this, is when Carl Edwards wrecked under caution trying to catch back up.
2 races, Carl has not finished in the Busch Series. The only 2 DNFs he's had all year. It's one of the reasons he hasn't been, and he just spins now.
Well, he got into the oil from the 40 car.
Watch your inside.
I'm wondering if maybe he has a leak himself.
Well, the 40 car laid a whole line of oil down there, and Carl went whistling in there and just kind of, look out.
Well, at least he didn't do any more damage. He's got a rub on the left front tire.
Out here, I guess.
Guys, it's not over yet. It's not
if you
over
want to
yet.
come, if you got to work on it, you got to stay out now.
It's not over yet for Carl Edwards. The rear back of the car, the rear spoiler's in good shape. They can pull out.
Matt Kenseth has got tire problems, so he heads down pit road. Matt's in trouble. He wanted to go for repairs, and that was the end of him. Headed right into the barrier. The race was delayed for 12 minutes.
All right, guys, he crashed off a 2 here.
Alex Kennedy into the wall as the 23 has heavy damage on the right front and right rear.
Yeah, if he could have kept it right against the wall off the corner, but see, that banking, it carries you right to that inside wall, and man, that's where you hit the hardest.
As we call no, what happened to Kevin Swindell?
Holy cow!
Good Lord, that is the 23, and what happened here?
Must have pulled up in front of him.
Oh wow! Man.
What a bad break for Swindell, dude.
Look at this.
Oh, no
mercy.
Man, that was a bad decision.
And
right
look at
there.
Eric Almirola dodging both.
There will never be another instance at Dover than these 2 instances for the most embarrassing and honestly stupidest mistakes in NASCAR history. Imagine trying to pit and ending up hitting whatever Matt Kenseth hit, barrels that were full of water, whatever that was, and imagine being crashed and you pull back up on the racetrack and hit another competitor. Now that is probably the most embarrassing thing that guy has ever done in his life.
Yeah, just racing hard right here. And you see Kenseth gets out of shape, has to check up just slightly. And boy, it just caused a big accordion.
Jimmy Johnson, whoa, what a great job of missing that. Whoa, man, that's being on your toes right there. You can see as Kenseth was getting sideways, he got the bump from behind, kind of straightened him out, but then sent the 18 spinning.
So the one Joe Gibbs racing car just went to the garage from the last caution. There's a second one damaged off the back bumper of a third.
Well, Johnny, it was a very interesting situation on pit road, and it occurred about 15 minutes after the race concluded here at Martinsville. We have some video of Carl Edwards and Matt Kenseth kind of getting into it. In fact, I was about to interview Matt Kenseth right there, and you can see Carl Edwards walks up. We thought he was joking, actually, at first. He walks over and starts talking to Matt Kenseth, but it became a little bit heated, and there was some shoving back and forth and so forth. But you can see right there, it wasn't joking around. They said some not so nice things back and forth to each other, apparently about something that happened on track. Really, all we can say is not all too well in the Roush Fenway camp right now, Jimmy Spencer and Kenny Wallace.
To find out, because the 9 has a run on the 19 of Truex, and the 9 is going to force his way in.
Oh, the 4 is going to miss the corner.
He misses it into the DeWalt wall. Kevin Harvick hard. The right front of the caution comes out.
Fighting really hard, drives into turn 1, just overcooks it, drives in there too deep, locks the left front tire up. Now it just can't turn. Missed that tire pack directly into the wall. Remember we saw Chase Elliott end that tire pack a few years ago, went on to win the race. Harvick got left of it and went into the concrete.
Once you lock up the tire there, you're in the fence, no question. There's no way you can get the car slowed down.
Kevin Harvick is easily a Hall of Famer and one of the top 10 talents in NASCAR history. But even he had some embarrassing moments, and none will be more embarrassing than his attempt to run away from Chase Elliott after Chase Elliott was upset with him because Harvick wrecked him earlier in the race. And this was at the Charlotte Roval in 2021. As you saw Harvick go into turn number 1, he said in an interview he was looking in his mirror and ended up overshooting the corner and crashing head-on into the wall, knocking himself out of the playoffs and potentially his last best effort at a championship. This had to have been the most embarrassing moment for Kevin Harvick.